All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of One Shot Podcast. And today we got another guest, Jordan Sanders. He goes to Southwest DeKalb, and he's going to be going to Georgia Christian College this fall. So, Jordan, why don't you tell the crowd a little bit about yourself?
Uh, my name is Jordan Sanders. I'm a 6'3", 17-year-old senior. I'm going to be 17 going into my freshman year of college. I got one sister. She's 12, going into her 7th grade year. This year, I averaged around 20 to 21 points. I would say about 8 rebounds, 5 steals a game, and I was the second top 3-point shooter in the county, I'm pretty sure. And I was second in free throws and first in steals and second in scoring. So, yeah, a little bit about myself in the season.
Okay, thank you for that insight. And speaking of that, and we'll just get right into it. So about the steals, because I remember at the beginning of like your 11th grade year, I had texted you. I was like, or I had slid up on your story. I was like, yo, you sharp on defense or something like that. So he just like explained a little bit like how you're so good at like hawking the ball, like just how are you so good at just racking up steals? Because you do fill up the stat sheet with steals.
So this is what I do. Since I'm long and wide, I normally like just stick one of my arms out in front, and either the defender is going to cross right in front of me, or they go try and speed dribble around me. And if they try and speed dribble around me, I take one big step to the left or to the right. And if they try and cross, I either just poke the ball and I go with it, or I wait for them to cross fully and I pickpocket them. And then the ball roll, and I eventually go get it, dunk, layup, whatever. And if I'm in the passing lane, they think I'm not going to jump it. But since I'm so long, I just stick one arm up a little bit. And then when they try and bounce pass or overhead pass, I just stick my arm in there, hit it. We on the other end and we going. That's basically how I play.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So let's say in the situation or in the event that you miss a steal, like in the passing lane, like how do you go about adjusting, like as far as getting back to guarding your man? Because obviously you just jumped the passing lane and you missed the ball.
Yeah.
So the guy kind of has an advantage on you. So like, what do you do? I should be asking as an athlete, but what do you do to kind of recover in that situation?
Well, I don't know how it is for everybody else, but on Southwest, we have specific defense. Everything is helped. We guard one side of the floor. So let's say we on the right side, and I try and jump the passing lane, and I miss. The person in the corner, they're going to slide over and pick up my man, and I'm going to rotate to the corner. And let's say it's stop ball, right? We either switch it back quickly, or I just stay on that man, and I slide over to the other side of the floor and get in help. So no matter what, the Southwest defense, we always play one side. If you skip the ball, we close out hard. Then we open up, force you to the help side, which is baseline. And then that's just how we, didn't allow teams to score as much, and we didn't allow the most points in the state, pretty much. So no matter what, you always gonna have help.
Okay, that's interesting. That's a more advanced defense than I was thinking. I guess I didn't watch enough of you guys' games, but that's definitely a very interesting way to go about it.
All right, so for my first question, I want to know, at what age did you get introduced to the game of basketball, and when did you realize you could be good at it?
When I got introduced, this is actually where me and Nate met. I think it was around the age of 4. When I was 4, I started playing basketball. Like, that's when I started working out and stuff. My dad started getting me into it. And then at the age of 5, that's when I started playing rec ball at Brownsville. And that's where me and Nate initially met, like on another level. And that's how we got so close. And I first realized I was going to be good when I turned 9 going to 10. And my growth spurt hit early. And after that, my dad was working me real hard. Handles started getting better. Jump start started getting better. My defense started getting better. And that's when, everybody was getting in my head saying I could be special and I can make it somewhere. And no matter what, regardless of what I do, I was going to be a great player all around.
Yeah, I can definitely comment on those Browns Mill days. We've been knowing each other since like kindergarten, first grade. So
Yeah.
definitely at that Brownsville rec, man, it was that was really good for like young players trying to play, even if it was just for fun. I mean, that was just really good, man. Like, I feel like that introduction to basketball was very nice for both of us, but of course, especially for you. And like you said, yeah, that growth spurt, it did hit him pretty nicely back then. But one thing I'll say about you, Jordan, and I don't know if you would agree with me, but when we were kids, I feel like you never played like, because like normally they'll put like a tall person in like a big position, but I feel like you never really played big. So like, would you agree with that? And why would you say that is?
I actually do agree because I feel like all the coaches that's ever coached me, they could tell right away that no matter how tall I wasn't a big. Like, they could tell by my handle, the way I moved, I wasn't destined to be a big. I was a guard. So, at Chapel Hill Middle, they tried to put me at big. And, I was like, okay, I'm going to respect my coaches or whatever. But when they saw me get the board, split a whole team, take it full court and lay it up, that's when they understood, like, oh, okay, this kid not a big just because he's tall. He's like a guard. And in high school, he's going to be a guard, not a big. So I feel like that's when everybody really started to figure out that just because I'm tall, I'm not a big. I could do it all.
Right, and I feel like that versatility is important because, especially if you're trying to go to college with it, like having a tall kid play like mostly big is never good because most kids aren't going to grow to be like 6'9". It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So like a tall fifth grader should be getting guard skills. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is to me. But hey, I don't know. But my next question for you, bro. What part of your game would you say needs to be tweaked the most to be the most competitive at the collegiate level? So like, what do you think? What would you say? Maybe not a weakness, but what would you say right now about your game needs to improve in order to dominate at the next level?
That's actually a great question. For me personally, I would say my confidence. That's the main thing. I always have, room to improve on everything, tighten my handle, get consistent with my shot. But I feel like confidence is really the main thing because when I got hurt, when I tore my meniscus my freshman going to sophomore year, that really drained a lot of my confidence. It's like, okay, I had this great freshman season, and then summer league, went up for a dunk. My meniscus tore. I thought I was done. Everybody thought I was done. So the confidence just went down. But my support system, they kept my head high, told me everything will be okay. I'm gonna come back better than ever, and that's exactly what happened. So I feel like my confidence is really the main thing that I need to get up some more. And, to be successful in college.
Yeah, I had completely forgotten about that. Yeah, you did have I didn't know it was a meniscus tear, but I did remember you having like a really bad injury like early on. How would you say you come back from that? Like, how would you say like your body has handled like coming back from that injury?
I'm not gonna lie to you, it was not easy at all. It was nights, I was questioning myself on if I was ever gonna play, ever gonna be the same. Nights I had up till 5 a.m. because of the pain. It was real bad. But what really helped me get there is where I could feel myself getting stronger. Physical therapy, it actually helps a lot. And doing stuff on my own. So I was doing a lot of leg movement and stuff, to help my leg get stronger. And what was crazy was when I went back to physical therapy, I would say like a year ago, last year, and they tested me to see how strong my leg got. They was like, the leg that was injured actually came back and was stronger than the leg that wasn't injured. So that was like, I'm doing better than ever. And they were just, trying to, once again, that confidence convinced me that I could get back to how I was playing or better. And turns out that's exactly what happened.
That's an interesting story, man. Hey, I'm very proud of you, bro. That's great.
All right. Which developed your game the most, AAU or high school?
AAU, definitely. I would say AAU because since I started playing AAU, my first ever AAU coach, his name is Coach Jason Redman. He was really the reason why I am today. From all the early mornings, late nights, we would just work out. The time you can't get during high school. Because on high school, it's more of team workouts, not more so of individual. So for the team workouts, like, okay, everybody getting the same amount of work. But with AAU, it's like you get more time to display your game and, get better on and off the court versus just running plays and stuff. So I feel like AAU definitely helps more of a lot of the younger athletes growing up and currently as well. So that's why I would consider AAU better than high school.
Okay. So AAU was basically like more personalized with the training, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would definitely agree. Like AAU coaches, they, especially like some AAU teams, they'll just have like separate days set out like just for training too. So that's always nice, especially, when you're trying to build muscle and things like that. It's great. But I'll go ahead and ask my next question. How did your environment shape your game? So like obviously coming from DeKalb, at least a lot of people, when I talk to people, they say DeKalb isn't the greatest. I haven't lived there in years, but I can say when I was in middle school, it definitely wasn't great. So how would you say that environment shaped your game and made you the player you are today?
Well, I would say the people I played against. Like, just to name a few. In middle school, I played against some of the best of the best. I played against, DeKalb legends pretty much. I played against Eugene Brown, KD, he at Auburn now, Gene at Ohio State. Played against Maurice. I grew up watching Al Tariq. So that really helped a lot. And, he was my mentor at one point. So before he went to UConn, he was working me out and stuff. Who else? I would say Frank, that went to Arabia and transferred to Latonia. Eric, he go to LSU now. It's really just all the people I watched and played against and played with on the same or different teams, They like walked me through everything, gave me that experience, Final Four experience, Elite Eight, all that good stuff. And throwing me out there in that fire in those state playoff games, that really helped a lot. Because I could just tell that everybody knew I was destined to be something different and special. So their support and putting their knowledge into me, that really helped a lot.
Okay, interesting. Gavin, I believe you had a couple questions about some of his old teammates too, right?
Oh yeah, like how was it being under Eugene Brown and like what did you soak up under him,
Coming into my 9th grade year, everybody actually said we used to play alike. So that's when he started, calling me his son and stuff like that. So he would call me 8 a.m., come in the gym, let's work. And we would be in there until like 1. He'll take me to get something to eat, come back, work some more, And that was my entire freshman year. And sophomore year, with KD leaving, it was more of a, okay, I taught you this, now I need you to step up for me. But, that confidence was drained because I was just coming back from my injury. And he had the same injury my freshman year, his junior year. So it's like we were actually going through that together. And that's another reason everybody, say I'm his junior and stuff like that. So that, he worked me out and stuff. I seen what he was doing. I followed behind him. His senior season, he had a good season. He helped us get to the Final Four. Just watching him play, it helped me a lot. Because I see like how he moves, his defense. I kind of play like him in an aspect. I just don't have the height and weight, So playing under him, that was a great experience. It really helped me a lot. And I really appreciate him for that, taking me in, teaching me a lot of things, getting me just adapted after my injury, and basically just letting me know everything was gonna be all right and just keep going. Cause look at where he at now.
Yeah, Eugene Brown. Yeah, Eugene Brown the third, I believe it was. But
Yeah.
he's an amazing player, dude. And definitely represented for Southwest Cab at Ohio State right now. He was just think about him, man. Is he was just so explosive, bro. Like just at least from the highlights I've seen, man, he was pretty explosive. You wouldn't have thought that he had came off an injury like that, to be honest with you. But for my next question, tell me. So, what are some of your biggest regrets from your high school career, and what do you think held you back from getting some more or even more offers from like higher division programs like D1 programs? What do you think? What do you think held you back from getting as many offers as you probably could have?
What I feel like held me back the most was my injury. I feel like that really stopped my breakout year. Cause AAU that stops. Well, it's supposed to stop after 11th grade, but I feel like me missing that 1 year and having to rebuild on my strength and confidence and stuff, I feel like that really messed me up. But at the same time, I wouldn't say that was a regret because, my coach, he has a lot of connections with all the players he's previously had and their coaches and stuff like that from all over. And he had them actually come and check me out. And they was like, they all could tell. They was like, we could tell he was hurt. That injury really took a toll on him. But he's an amazing player, and we're definitely going to be out to check him out some more. And, they all came down and watched some of the games this year. They all said stuff. And they basically all said the same thing, just my confidence, and I just need to boost that up a little bit. And I still am in contact with them now. And they were pretty much saying just do that one Juco year, and we going to be back for you. Stuff like that, just to bulk up and just build your confidence back up. Make sure you're ready.
For my final question, what was your favorite memory on and off the court this year?
On the court, I would definitely say our first ever home game where fans could be allowed back versus Latonia High School. That was my favorite on the court memory, that whole entire game. And off the court, I would say favorite memory is when we took a trip out of town to Macon and we played in that tournament and ended up coming in second place. We fell short. I fouled out that game. But off the court, the vibes were amazing. We were at the campfire, making s'mores, playing games in the hotel, working out on the outside court. I feel like everybody was locked in. So I feel like me as a captain, I started to get everybody on the same page when we went out of town, and we were locked in from that point forward, and we didn't lose any games until the state playoff game. I feel like those are my favorite memories.
I guess my final question, this will be my final question for you, bro. So, what do you think, or who do you think is next up at Southwest DeKalb right now? Like, who do you think, like, you think of the whole team, there are definitely some younger players on the team. Who would you say is one dude that you look at, freshman, sophomore, junior, whatever, and you're like, oh yeah, that kid, he's gonna be great?
I actually have a few. I would say definitely Xavier Taylor and Isaiah Taylor. They're twins. And Savion Mathis, definitely. Those three right there. And Keaton Tate. Those four, definitely. I had a blast playing with them last year. And I definitely believe that those four right there, they're going to keep Southwest going, along with everybody else.
Let's see, okay. You guys, based on what you were telling me earlier, you guys seem to have a really good coach. Definitely has a good defensive scheme that you would be surprised, Gavin and Jordan, but a lot of high school teams actually don't really have a system like that. They'll either just say run 2-3 or something, but it's good to see that there are definitely schools out there with intricate defensive schemes that don't just rely on pure athleticism. But besides that, we're going to get into some. Thank you for answering those questions, bro.